In a magical land where every child is born with a unique ability, there's a place called Sage Academy where young learners are trained to master their powers. But this tale focuses on a girl who feels out of place. Her name is Nori. From a very early age, Nori sensed she wasn't like the others. While every kid around her had already discovered their special gift, she was still left wondering what hers would be. She kept waiting for her magic to reveal itself. Then, one day, when she was only 7, something unusual took place. Nori was standing by her bedroom window when she noticed a tiny kitten playing outside in the garden. Without warning, fur began covering her face, and within moments, she had transformed into a cat. Just then, her father entered the room, and she panicked. Suddenly, wings burst out from her back. That was the exact moment Nori understood what made her different. Now, 6 years later, Nori is a teenager preparing to attend Sage Academy with her closest friend, Ray. Ray has the ability to control fire, and her power is incredibly strong. However, there's a problem: she lacks confidence in herself. Despite having impressive abilities, her self-doubt constantly holds her back. Luckily, Nori always stands by her side, encouraging her and reminding her of how powerful she truly is. Meanwhile, Nori faces her own challenges with magic. Every time she attempts to transform into an animal, things don't go as planned. Instead of becoming a single creature, she ends up turning into a strange combination of multiple animals at once. A few weeks later, both girls arrive at Sage Academy along with other new students. They gather, waiting for a bus that is meant to take them to their new school. But instead, a mysterious man suddenly steps out from behind a tree. He tells them he will lead all the new students to the academy. After saying their goodbyes to their parents, the students follow him deep into a forest. They walk along a narrow trail, and after a short while, they come across something incredible: a magical portal. One after another, the students step through it. Nori and Reina follow, and soon everyone arrives at the academy. Within minutes, the students notice something odd. Their phones completely stop working inside the school. That same day, they are introduced to the head of the academy, Principal Linda. She explains that all new students will be sorted into 5 different groups based on their natural abilities. The Fuzzies are those who can communicate with animals. The Flickers have the power to attract objects to their hands. The Flares are able to control fire. The Flyers can float in the air. And lastly, the Fluxers are students who can transform into any animal. Before classes officially begin, each student must take a placement test so the teachers can evaluate their true abilities. First up are the Flares. Their task is simple: they must light a candle placed 2 meters away. Philip goes first and lights it with ease. He passes and is told to wait outside in the courtyard. But when Elliot takes his turn, things don't go well. Instead of producing fire, he only creates smoke. The teachers quickly assume his magic has failed. Then it's Reina's turn. She steps forward and lights the candle using just her finger, proving she's the strongest in her group. Next, the Fuzzies are tested. Their task is to communicate with a dog and ask it questions. If they understand the dog's responses correctly, they pass. After that, it's time for the Flickers. Their job is to pull a ceramic vase toward themselves using magic. But when Pepper tries, she accidentally pushes it away instead, and it smashes into the wall. She fails instantly. Then come the Flyers. They must float 1 meter above the ground for 30 seconds. One boy removes his heavy backpack and suddenly rises all the way to the ceiling. He can't come back down and needs help to be rescued. Finally, it's the turn of the Fluxers. Their task is to transform into a spotted cat, remain in that form for 6 seconds, and then return to being human. But when Nori attempts her transformation, something goes wrong. Instead of turning into a cat, bat-like wings suddenly grow from her back within seconds, leaving all the teachers shocked. Realizing she has lost control of her magic, Nori quickly shifts back into her human form and is handed an envelope, just like every other student who took the test. Once the exam is over, everyone gathers in the courtyard to open their cards and discover which group they've been assigned to. Ray feels excited when she sees that she has been placed in the Flares group, but Nori becomes confused. Instead of being assigned to the Fluxers, her card shows the letters UDM. She has no idea what it stands for. Soon after, the principal instructs all the students to head to the cafeteria and pick up their uniforms, except for Nori. She is told to follow a path leading deep into the forest to reach her destination. At that moment, the two friends say their goodbyes and wish each other luck. When Nori finally reaches the UDM headquarters, she is greeted by Bud and led into an underground shelter. Inside the classroom, she meets other students who also didn't pass their tests. That's when she discovers the truth. She has been placed in the Misfits group. Here, students are not allowed to use magic at all. Instead, they study normal subjects just like in a regular school. Nori becomes upset and questions why they aren't allowed to train like the others. Suddenly, Principal Linda appears and explains the situation. She reveals that UDM means upside-down magic. According to her, these students will never be able to properly control their abilities, so they must remain at the academy until their magic slowly fades away. She compares magic magic to a muscle. If it isn't used, it gradually weakens until it disappears completely. For many years, Sage Academy treated UDM students the same as everyone else. But in 1939, a boy named Reginald Roberts changed everything. Because of his upside-down magic, he became the perfect host for something extremely dangerous: shadow magic. This dark force only desires chaos. The teachers and students at Sage Academy had to come together to stop it, and they barely managed to save their world from destruction. Fortunately, shadow magic cannot exist without a human host. And according to Principal Linda, UDM students are its primary targets. That is why they are separated from the others and forbidden from practicing magic until their powers slowly disappear. Later that day, the other students begin their normal classes. Reina learns that the Academy's annual Founders Day is coming soon. During this event, 5 first-year students will be selected to perform. Each teacher will choose the top student from their group, and the winners will showcase their abilities in front of the founders and the entire academy. In her first class, Reina's teacher challenges her to turn corn into popcorn using her fire powers. Even though she feels nervous, Reina succeeds perfectly. But then Philip starts teasing her, causing her to lose focus. Her popcorn burns, and her teacher becomes disappointed. Outside the classroom, a second-year student named Chandra watches everything with a smile. The next morning, Bud takes the UDM students outside for a lesson. Nori gets excited when she notices some brooms, thinking they will learn how to fly, but instead they are told to use them to clean the schoolyard. While working, Nori secretly observes the Fluxers class. This time, they must transform into a specific kitten instead of just any random cat. Watching this gives Nori an idea. If she can fix her magic, maybe she can perform on Founders Day and finally prove herself. So, she carefully studies every detail of the kitten and later tries to copy it. But once again, her powers go wrong, and she turns into a strange mix of animals. Professor Han quickly calls Bud, worried that the principal might find out. At lunch, Nori tells her friends that she has drawn every detail of the kitten and just needs more practice. Meanwhile, Reina tries to go talk to Nori, but her teacher stops her and sends her back. Later, Philip is chosen as the top student in the class, and Ray is asked to compete against him. She succeeds again, but her popcorn turns out slightly overcooked, and her teacher is still not satisfied. During a short break, Chandra walks up to Ray and compliments her abilities. She tells her that if she ever wants to grow even stronger, she can guide her. That night, Ray stays in the library studying late. As she places a book back on the shelf, a strange dark-colored book suddenly drops down. It is the Shadow Magic Manual. Curious, she opens it. Instantly, the lights shut off, and Reina realizes she has made a serious mistake. After she puts the book back and walks away, it begins to follow her. Meanwhile, Nori continues practicing with her fellow Misfit students, trying to stay in her cat form for longer than 3 seconds. But no matter how much effort she puts in, she always ends up transforming into a strange mix of animals again. The following morning, Reina sees Nori laughing with her new friends and feels hurt, thinking her best friend has moved on without her. Suddenly, the Shadow Magic Manual appears on Reina's bed. Its pages begin flipping on their own until they stop at a section that explains how to unlock hidden abilities. Curious, Reina starts reading it, but as she does, a dark cloud forms around her and slowly enters her body. A few hours later, all the first-year students gather to watch a competition between the top performers from each group. The Flares go first. Philip is confident he will win easily, but this time Reina shocks everyone by popping all the corn in record time. When Professor Argon tastes her popcorn, she feels proud. Ray is selected to represent her class on Founders Day. Just then, Nori arrives and says she has been practicing hard to fix her magic. She asks for another chance and transforms into a striped cat. Professor Han begins timing her, but after 4 seconds, wings suddenly grow from her back again, and she loses control. Terrified, Nori starts shifting into different animals one after another. Ray rushes forward to help calm her down, but her own power has become too strong. She nearly burns Nori by accident. Realizing what she almost did, Ray quickly apologizes. Bud helps Nori back up, but the principal arrives and warns him to keep his students under control or risk losing his job. Back at the UDM headquarters, the students feel discouraged. They believe they will never learn to use their powers. Seeing this, Bud decides to reveal the truth. He admits that he has always hated watching UDM students give up on their dreams. Now, he wants to help them embrace their unique abilities and learn how to use them. Suddenly, Bud begins singing, using music to communicate. He connects with the animals in the forest. The students are surprised to discover that Bud himself is a UDM Fuzzy. Unlike others, he can only speak to animals through songs. But even without formal training, his magic never faded because he secretly kept practicing. He promises to start training them the next morning. Later that night, Nori reflects on what happened earlier and realizes something is wrong with Reina's magic, so she goes to check on her. Inside the room, she finds Chandra holding the shadow magic manual. Rei finally confesses that her powers became stronger because of that book. Angry and frightened after almost hurting Nori, she tells Chandra to leave and take the book with her. But the moment Chandra leaves, the book appears back in Reina's room. Just then, Nori knocks on the door. Rei hugs her, but quickly sends her away so she won't discover the truth. The next morning, Bud begins training the group. Andre finally learns how to control how high he can float. Elliot learns how to shape his smoke. Pepper learns how to throw objects exactly where she wants. And Nori stops trying to become a single animal. Instead, she accepts her true ability, the power to transform into a mix of different creatures. As the group begins improving and bonding together, Rei watches them from a distance, but once again Chandra approaches her. This time, Rei firmly tells her to leave her alone. But something strange happens. Since she has already used the shadow magic book, the two are now connected. While speaking to Chandra, the other students ask Rei who she is talking to, and that's when she realizes something terrifying. She is the only one who can see Chandra. Rei quickly runs back to her room, but Chandra continues to bother her. She tells Rei that she doesn't understand how powerful she truly is and that her magic is stronger than anyone else's. Slowly, Rei becomes tempted. The idea of overcoming all her fears and becoming truly powerful makes her give in to the shadow magic. Later, when Nori finds her, she realizes that her best friend has been taken over. The spirit reveals that UDM students are not the only targets. Soon, the entire school will be destroyed. Nori quickly runs back and tells Bud everything. Her classmates want to inform the principal immediately, but Bud knows Linda won't believe them. He says they should wait until the next day because the spirit will likely attack during the Founders' Day ceremony. The next morning, all the students and teachers gather in the garden. Principal Linda invites Reina to step onto the stage and perform. Rei stands up and says she has prepared something special. Suddenly, a massive fireball appears in her hands. Its shadow spreads across the entire garden. Then a deep, terrifying voice announces that after many years, he has finally returned. The teachers realize this is the same spirit that once possessed Reginald. Now they understand that shadow magic does not only target UDM students. Trying to stop it, Argon and her students launch a powerful fire attack, but it has no effect. The Fuzzies call birds for help, but the animals panic and fly away. The Fluxers attempt to attack in animal forms, but it doesn't work. Everything seems hopeless. That's when the UDM students step forward. Pepper pushes the creature back. Elliot creates a smokescreen to blind it. Andre distracts it so Nori can get close. When the creature falls to the ground, Linda orders everyone to combine their powers and destroy it, but Nori stops them. She knows the monster is actually her best friend, so she risks her life to reach Reina. Just as the creature is about to attack her, a fireball bursts from inside it and destroys the shadow magic. Rei is finally free. Nori hugs her, relieved. After the academy is saved by the UDM students, everything changes. The UDM program is shut down. Now those students learn alongside everyone else and are taught how to control their unique abilities. Bud is promoted and becomes the official Fuzzy professor. And in the cafeteria, the tables are no longer separated. Students from all groups now sit together and become friends. So, what did you think about this movie? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more movie recaps. See you in the next one.